Hi, Sarah.
Hi, Sarah.
Hi.
All right, Michelle, we're going to get started.
All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Michelle Fletcher, and I am the academic recruiter for the college. Thank you all for joining us this afternoon. Now, this is the second of 8 sessions that we will be hosting in the month of June. Every Wednesday and Friday from 2:30 to 3, we will be highlighting one of our technical programs. And today we are highlighting the Culinary Arts program. Miss Mina Hughes is our program director, and she'll be talking with us in just a few minutes about culinary. Now, it's been said that the proof is in the pudding, but I promise you, it is not only in the pudding, it is in the pasta, it is in the punch. Everything I have eaten from our culinary program has been absolutely great. And so I'm excited for everyone to know that we have this program on our campus. Also on the panel, we have Anna Grace. She's representing our admissions and records department. We have Ryan McNamara. He's representing financial aid. And Kimberly French is representing counseling. Now, each one of these individuals, in just a few minutes, will have an opportunity to talk with you about the role they will play in helping you to get started at CVCC. Also, we will have a Q&A. We will have a question and answer at the end of this session. So if you would, start getting your mind around the questions that you'd like to ask any of us, because we are here for that purpose as well, to answer your questions. So to get us started, Kimberly French is going to come and she's going to lay out the rules of engagement. And then we're going to move right into talking and hearing from Mina. Kimberly?
All right, hello. Nice to see you here. We are happy to have you and excited to be able to talk to you about the program of Culinary Arts today. For the rules of engagement, we would like you to just look at the bottom. If you want to raise your hand, you would look under the participants, and then you can raise a hand if you have a question. In the chat feature, you can put a question in there. I'll be monitoring the chat feature for us today. And then at the very right, if there's a reaction that you like, you can do a thumbs up or you can do a clap if there's something that you like. So those are a little bit of the engagement rules. We will have a question and answer at the very end. So if you have questions, we'll be able to answer them then for you as well. So now I'm going to hand it over to our program director for Culinary Arts, Miss Mina Hughes.
Thank you, Kimberly. Hello, my name's Mina Hughes, and I am the program director for the Culinary Arts Department here at CVCC in Lynchburg, Virginia. I'm going to talk a little bit about our program, but first I wanted to give you a little bit of background information. Most of my students say, well, Chef Mina, how did you get into the food industry? Did you work at a restaurant? So I wanted to give you a little bit of background information. I was living in Europe at the time, and we were traveling all over the world, and we were eating all these wonderful meals. And I said, gosh, that's so good. I'd like to learn how to make that. And so I did. I went to La Cordon Bleu in Paris and did that, and that was fabulous. And then when we moved back to the States, my brother, who already had was an accomplished restaurateur and had his own restaurant, said, when are you going to come and work with me? So I did, and worked with him for 11 years. I was the chef there. And then I moved on to Oakwood Country Club, which is right on Rivermont Avenue, if you're familiar with that. And so I was hired as a sous chef, and then I was promoted to the executive chef, and then director of food and beverage, and then ended up being the vice president of operations of the entire club. So I oversaw the entire club. The great thing about working at a country club is that not only do you learn the restaurant aspect of the business, but also the banquet and catering aspect, because they are different. And so it was great that I could learn both aspects. So therefore, when I have my students, and after I've had time to meet them and be with them, I can evaluate, what type of field they need to be in, or what will be a good fit. Not everybody is going to be a good fit at a fast-paced restaurant, working the line. Some people are going to be a better fit with the catering, where you have a little more time to get the food ready to take it out to the guest. With my 22 plus years experience in the restaurant business here, I know most of the chefs and the restaurateurs here, so I'm able to place the students, if they're not already working in the field, at different restaurants and places, and I make sure that they are a good fit with that particular culinary restaurant or a banquet, or if they're a pastry chef. So I have the chefs call me all the time saying, Mina, I need a line chef. Mina, I need a pastry chef. So they're calling me all the time. And this program is designed for students to learn the technical education in the culinary arts and service management also. So this will prepare the student for immediate employment either during the program or after the program. You don't have to be working during the program, but you just need to come with the passion. We will teach you all the skills. And just to give you an idea of what some of the past students have accomplished, we've had some that have gone on to La Cordon Bleu. We had one that went to a cruise ship, which was interesting. And then two of our students have their own food trucks. So they've been very successful, and we're really proud of them. Now we do have a state-of-the-art kitchen, and which is great. So the kitchen was built in about 2010, and so it has wonderful equipment. Each station has for the students has their own cutting boards, their own mixers, their own food processors. So each station has everything that the student needs. So it's really a great kitchen, and you can see in this picture, I hope, how we've got some of the students and myself working with some of the items. So our lab classes usually last 5 hours. So you've got 1 hour that you're doing a lecture in the classroom, and then 4 hours we're in the actual kitchen. So you'll be prepping, you'll be cutting, you'll be dicing, we'll be cooking, of course we'll be eating, and then we clean up as we go along. So usually the classes run from either 10:30 to 3:30, or some of the classes are also offered in the evening from 4 to 9. For the lab classes, that is. One of the classes that we do offer is an internship program, and if you're not already working in the culinary field, then I will find you someplace to work. It's a 3 credit hours, so that equates to 240 work hours for you to complete the internship. But that's great because it shows, you get to do the real world. You're working in a real kitchen with a real chef, besides working in a education kitchen, I guess I should say. Each semester, the students are involved in some type of catering and banquet function. So right now on campus, we do twice a year a faculty and staff luncheon. So we serve 150 to about 175 people for that, and we do everything. The students do everything. They prep for it, they cook for it, they set up the buffet, they transfer the food over to the multi-purpose room where the actual function's being held. We clean up, so you absolutely do everything. So you will learn how to set up a banquet and work a catering event. Some of the off-campus functions that we've done, we've been involved with the Lynchburg Cooks, which is a fundraiser for the United Way. And so that's a really large function. Usually there's 30 different restaurants. And so all of the students that participate in that get to go around, talk to the other chefs, try out their food. So it's a really fun thing that we do, that students really like that. Another one that off campus that we've been involved in is the Lynchburg Jubilee Center, which is a center for children, and that's a fundraiser also. And again, the participants get to meet all the different chefs in town that are there participating as well. We usually take a field trip once a year. You know, we try to do some fun things along with it. And so we've been to Lynchburg Groves, which is here in Lynchburg. We've been on several trips to Oakwood Country Club, since you can see a restaurant situation as well as the banquet and catering situation. So that's a really good tour to go to. And then last summer, we did a day trip up to Wintergreen Resort. They have 5 kitchens, so they're very busy. So that was a very interesting tour. Also, I was able to take 6 of my students last year up to Washington, D.C. to a big Metro D.C. food show. They were able to meet and greet with celebrity chef Wolfgang Puck. Each of them received his latest cookbook, and he signed it for him. We got a picture with him, and then he did a demo that we all got to watch. So that was really a fun and exciting, long day, but it was very exciting. The students really loved that. So if your passion is the food and culinary world, then CVCC Culinary Arts Department is waiting for you to make your passion into a reality. So that's what I had today. So now I'd like to pass the program along to Anna Grace, who is representing admissions and records today.
Thanks, Mina. And I have to agree. I love the food, and we always get very excited when your department is catering for any event. So like she said, my name is Anna Grace. I am representing the admissions and records department today. I'm just going to go over really quickly how you apply to our college. The first step to applying to our college, you'll just go to our website, and on the top left-hand side, you'll see the Apply Now button. Just click there. Once you click there, it takes you to a nice little page that has a little summary of different information and stuff like that. It's very helpful information. On the right-hand side of that page, it says Apply Now. You click on that. When you get to that next page, you will need to create a username and a password. This is just so that if you get kicked out of your application, you can go back in and fill it and finish filling it out. There are a couple of things while you're filling out your application you need to be mindful of. One is your social security number is not mandatory. You don't have to put it in, but if you are going to apply to financial aid, you will have to have it in. It is easier if you go ahead and put it in during your application portion. Otherwise, you do have to give us documentation later. It creates a little bit of a pause on your process. So it is best if you go ahead and put it in there. The other thing is make sure that you are very careful as you're filling out the in-state tuition portion. Anything that is filled out incorrectly in that portion, we also have to have documentation to change it. And that also slows your process down when you're trying to get into classes. So be mindful as you are filling that out. The very last page that you come to, once you finish your application, that has a lot of wonderful information. It has your username, your password, and your ID. You need to either print that page out or take a screenshot of it so that you have it later to sign into your MyCVCC account and any interactions that you have with the college itself. Once you've done that, you can look also, and it'll tell you whether you have in-state or out-of-state tuition. If you do not agree with whichever one it has told you, then make sure that you contact us here at the Admissions and Records Department, and we can help you with the appeals process if something has been put in there mistakenly. Even though we are all through virtual right now, we're not in the office. We are accepting all forms of transcripts. So if you have your high school transcript that needs to be mailed in to us, that's fine. We're still accepting them and processing them the same that we always have, as well as any electronic forms. So that's all I have for you today, and I'm going to pass it on to Ryan, who is representing the Financial Aid Department.
Great, thank you. Hello, I'm Ryan, Financial Aid. So I'm going to give you a brief overview of things that I want to make sure that you are aware of to make the process smooth. So the first thing you need to do, well, let me say this. Financial aid at CVCC is so simple. There's really only one, for the most part, one thing that you need to do, and that's apply for your FAFSA. Obviously, FAFSA is free application for federal student aid. The website is fafsa.gov, so fafsa.gov. Don't go to fafsa.com. Do not go to fafsa.org. Those places will charge you for what you can do for free. So make sure you go there. If you have any questions or if you need help with your FAFSA, please reach out to our financial aid office. Our phone number is on the website, or our email address is very easy. It's just financialaid@centralvirginia.edu. So send us an email, give us a call if you need help with your FAFSA, and we can help you through that process. Just keep in mind, if you are under the age of 24, you need a parent to also sign up with a username and password for the FAFSA, because parent information is required along with the student information. When you are applying, if you're applying for this upcoming fall semester, you want to complete the 2020-21 FAFSA. So make sure you get the correct year. It's a 2020-21 FAFSA. Once you submit your FAFSA to us, you will see in your student center on the student information, you'll see if there's any documents that we need from you. So it's really important that you get to us the documents that we are requesting, because your financial aid will not be processed and finalized until we have all of those documentations that are needed. So before we get into a couple of the grants that you may be eligible for, I want to say one thing of how important it is to submit the FAFSA. For our spring students that just finished this spring semester, of those that submitted a FAFSA, 85% of the students received financial assistance. So 85% received some type of aid when they submitted the FAFSA. And of those that did not submit the FAFSA, only 3% received some type of aid. So again, it's kind of a no-brainer. It's important for you to complete the FAFSA. And again, we're here to help you. So some of the federal grants, there's federal grants, state grants if you're a Virginia resident. All of that is determined and based on the FAFSA. So again, you need to submit the FAFSA. There's a Pell Grant, which is a federal grant. As a full-time student, you can receive a maximum of about $6,300 a year. There's a state grant, Commonwealth, which could cover up to your tuition and fees for the semester. There's a part-time grant that's eligible for anywhere from 1 to 8 credit hours enrolled. So again, if you're taking 1 credit hour or full-time, there's financial aid that's available for you. We have loans that are available. You can work while you're attending class. We have work study, campus work available for you. One final thing, your FAFSA, your 2020-21 FAFSA is based on 2018 tax information. And so if income information, household information has changed since 2018, please let our financial aid office know, because there's possible adjustments that we can make to your FAFSA to reflect more realistic what's happening now, not what was happening in 2018. One last thing, you can also use books, or you can use financial aid for books or supplies, or even maybe a laptop. So the nice thing is your financial aid can cover your tuition or your books and supplies, so you don't have to come up with anything out of pocket. We have a bookstore here on campus, so we work really well with them, so it makes it an easy process for you. Again, our contact information is on the website, or our financial aid email, financialaid@centralvirginia.edu. So if you have any questions, obviously reach out to us and we're there to help you. So with that being said, I'm going to pass the microphone over to Kimberly French, who is a counselor.
All right. Hi, everyone. Okay, thank you. So Mina did a fabulous job talking about the culinary program, culinary arts management. And so what we will do when you come to counseling and you talk to a counselor is we will go through that program with you. We will also do exactly like she said, to make sure, is this the right field for you? Is this your right passion? Are you ready for this? And lots of times what we like to do is to take the students over to show them the culinary arts building. Mina and her staff do a great job taking a tour of the kitchen and showing, and they love to talk about the program. And so we do that lots of times just to kind of introduce you to where you're going and what you're doing and being involved in. I think lots of times when you're in a program, you need to find out, is it the right fit? Are you ready for that program? And seeing it, being able to touch and feel a little bit gives you an idea if that's what you want to do. So what we'll do with you is we'll sit down, make sure you're in the right right classes, the right order of classes too, because it's really important. Some classes are only in the fall, some classes are only in the spring, and making sure that you get the correct order that you need to be in, making sure that you have to have that sanitation and safety class before you can move on to some of the other classes. So making sure that you have those proper classes in place, we're going to make sure we do that. Making sure for your English and math that you're prepared with either the VPT, if you didn't take that. We're going to talk to you about your high school transcripts or other ways to be able to make sure that you're able to get into those classes for you. So we're there to support you, to make you be successful, and make sure you have the best first start while you're at CVCC. So if you have any questions and reaching out to any of us in counseling, feel free to. My name again is Kimberly French. You can reach out to me. I'll be glad to help you. Our contact information is on the virtual advising page. When you go to CVCC's homepage, just go into virtual advising. You can look at all the list of counselors there, and we're available to help you. So hope that helps some. If you have any questions, we are at the question and answer section now. So if you have any questions and you want to reach out to Mina and ask her a question, or if you want to ask anybody on the panel, feel free to.
I have a question, actually. Can I ask a question to Mina?
Yes.
So in the culinary arts program, and this may be just a very easy question, is this program more for people that want to be a chef, be a professional chef, or can somebody that maybe wants to own a restaurant, is this a good program for them, or does this program satisfy kind of both of those tracks of being in the trenches, being that head chef, or owning a restaurant or two?
Right. So we offer two different degrees. We offer the culinary arts certificate, which usually students can finish in 3 semesters, and that's going to be more for a chef position. Then we offer the culinary arts and management, which is the associate's degree, which takes about 5 semesters. And that's what most of the students are looking for, because then you can be in the management aspect, the owning of the restaurant, doing what we call the front of the house, which is the wait staff and the maitre d', where the guests are, in the back of the house where the kitchen is. So the culinary arts and management associate's degree would accomplish, being the manager, being an owner of the restaurant, because it's not only, even if you are, if you're the chef and you own the restaurant also, you still need these management courses, because you need to learn how to how you're going to make your bottom line be in the black and not in the red. So all of the hospitality law, cost of calculations, all the serve safe, the sanitation that that Kimberly mentioned, all those are very important if you're going to want to own your own restaurant. That was a good question, Ryan. Thank you.
Sarah, you have any questions for Mina or any of us? Okay. All right. All right, Michelle, I'm going to hand it back over to you.
Well, I have a question for Sarah. Sarah, what are you looking to do? Are you looking to, what capacity are you looking to work in?
Well, I was thinking about like opening up a bakery.
Okay.
Future. First, like an online bakery. Get used to it, then probably save enough money to get a building for a bakery.
Okay. All right. Well, good luck to you. All right. Very good. Well, again, panel, you've done a great job. A lot of information, I promise you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, Mina was saying something about the baking.
Go, please, Mina.
I said baking. Baking is my favorite part too. And, I try to go to France every other year at least. And I still take class, this little L'Atelier de Chef school, because I'm always learning something new. It's fabulous. I love baking as well.
Well, like I said earlier, the proof is in the pudding. Everything I've eaten from Culinary has just been great. So I have a few reminders, and then I'm going to let us go. Every Tuesday from 5:30 to 6:30 p.m., we host what amounts to a virtual open house. And during this time, we highlight a lot of different departments and areas of the college. So I would encourage all students, prospective students, to join us at this time so you can, again, get a lot of good information. Next Tuesday on June the 9th, we will be highlighting the Office of Distance Education. Now, why is this important? Because the representative is going to be talking about Canvas. And Canvas is a platform where you're going to do a lot of your coursework. So this representative, again, will be talking about some of the how-tos and helping you understand some things about Canvas. Also, check out our website constantly. I'd ask you to go back from time to time, check out what kind of virtual activities we have going on for prospective students, because again, we want to make sure that you are as informed as you can be as you prepare to join us in the fall. Thank you again for joining us this afternoon. Have a great evening and a great weekend.
Bye.
Bye, thank you.
Thanks, Mina. You did an amazing job.